We are down to the wire. The Voice is down to their top 12 contestants. Yaz is backstage. This is Carolyn. You're watching the New Music Buzz. Roll that intro.
Hello everybody, I am Jazz Giraldo for the New Music Buzz. We're here at The Voice about to interview the top 12 finalists.
Take what you give it before it's gone and start holding on. Keep holding on. Spin, push, comes to the shove. Taste what you're made of. It might bend till you break, 'cause it's all you can take.
To stand up there and wait for that moment when you hear your name called, and but, lucky for me, it wasn't quite as suspenseful as it was probably for Emily Ann, but I got the name called, and then at that point it's sort of just like a bittersweet moment because your friends aren't going to make it. You know that some of them aren't, but some of them do, and so it was incredible, great energy, great fun.
Yeah, it was crazy, and it was very nerve-wracking to be up there with those other three amazing artists who I totally look up to. It was crazy and it's heartbreaking. I'm so excited, but at the same time I'm just heartbroken because you really become a family and you love everybody. Like those girls were my sisters, and it's hard to say goodbye. So
the song choice thing is one of the things that I think kind of separates the men from the boys sometimes, and to use a bad metaphor, or cliche, but that is the thing that really, where people stumble, and we've heard that from producers and heard that from former contestants, that song choice is so key. And so far, Emily and I both have gotten to do some really interesting things, and I think moving forward, I'm going to continue my process, which is just to sit down with every idea and think it through, and then really rely on the expertise of my coach, who's won this thing a bunch of times. And so that's something that I offer up to him. When we were standing on stage tonight, it was like I looked at him and we'd gotten our songs, and I said, "Yo, man, I got some ideas for this song," and he said, "I do too." And so I'm looking forward to walking into a room and us putting our heads together and being creative. That's what he is. That's what I am, and we'll come up with something really special.
I've learned so many times in rehearsals with his ideas. The minute I try them, I'm like, oh my gosh, I would have never thought about that, but I like that 12,000 times better than everything I was doing before. And so, and it's awesome that he is so supportive of us and the kind of music and style that we want to put out there, because, I'm kind of going against everything that's kind of in country radio right now. I want to kind of go against the tide, I guess, and just do something different and pull back that old traditional style. And I love that he supports me in that. And so it's awesome that we're able to choose songs that support what we want to do. He's awesome. Yeah, definitely. I've seen the way that he even supports people from last season, going to their shows, and still just being there for them, having that figure in your corner means so much. And I think that means a lot to, I'm sure it means a lot to Barrett, and it means a lot to me just because I am so young, and it's awesome to have someone who knows what they're doing and who has been in the business for so long backing us up. So definitely that was a thought in picking our coach.
That's good. And your family, you have the support of your family here. Are they here tonight as always?
Yes, my family was, and they are so incredible. I'm so blessed with such an incredible support system. They're my biggest fans, so it was awesome to have them cheering me on tonight.
Awesome. Are you guys going to be able to sleep tonight after this, or how do you feel?
I got a feeling that the sleep is gonna become a commodity very fast, and that's fine. Emily's a hard worker, and so am I, and we're ready to get after it because we know the mission is not accomplished. We got a lot of work to do, and it starts right away.
And do you guys rehearsal every day for how many hours before the show?
Wow.
Lots of times, but a lot of that's up to us, right? So
Yeah.
it's like we spend time at the hotel, shutting ourselves up in our hotel rooms and staring at the wall and trying to figure out how to best perform.
We'll be back with The Voice Top 12 Finalists wrap-up show after these messages.
Bring in the master. The master.
When your day is long and the night is yours alone. Ooh, well, everybody hurts. Take comfort in your friends. Everybody hurts. Don't throw your hand.
Ooh, when you feel like you're alone. No, 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 you're not alone.
I wanted to ask you, is your families here supporting you, or your best friends? Are all of them here, or are they from each town of you helping you from there?
My family, my mother and father are here every round, so that means the world that they are here with me.
Yeah, my mom is here with me all the time. And she's been super supportive, and my dad and my brother fly out for the performances, and one of my friends flew out for this performance also. So, yeah, and it's amazing to have your family here for some normalcy in such a crazy situation. You look out and you see your dad, and you're like, oh, hey, what's up, Dad? So it's really helpful to have them.
Tonight, I was really excited. My twin sister and her husband, my brother-in-law, who really is like a brother to me now, they both were able to come this time, and I'm hoping, either them or my parents can come again next week. I really need that slice of home.
Yeah.
We're out here a while, and we could potentially be out here for weeks and weeks, and I miss my family and I miss my city, so having my sister here and getting to see my parents is such a nice slice of home, and just to feel sane and feel like myself with such a strange bubble that we're in.
Start.
So can you tell us each what's the most important lesson you've learned from Pharrell so far?
That's the right
Oh my
question.
gosh,
Can we
that's
talk about
such a
that?
good question. The most important, I preach this so much about him, is just, he really wants every person that he meets to be themselves and the best version of themselves that they can be. And luckily I've gotten to be on his team up until this point, and continuing forward, and what I felt like I've learned from him the most is how to be myself in a way that helps me communicate with other people, and also make myself proud to be myself, and I keep saying myself, but because that's what it's about. He really wants us to look inside ourselves and see who we can be, and Luckily for us,
They're going crazy over there.
you know.
Jordan Smith.
Jordan's over there causing a
Jordan's
ruckus.
over there causing a ruckus, as usual.
True.
Yeah, but I think, I mean, to sum it all up, I think just Pharrell, the best lesson that Pharrell has given us is, you know, just how to be the best versions of ourselves that we can be, and I think that's really cool.
I would say he taught me a big lesson during my knockout. I've never been I never had low self-esteem or nothing like that, but I think we all go through spells that we doubt ourselves, especially when you're in something like this when everybody around you is great. You start to think that what you bring to the table is not good, you know, and I was really going through that with my knockout song, and Pharrell got into Uncle Pharrell mode on me, is this the end of that doubt? He made me make the background on my phone No More Doubt, and just No More Doubt was just ringing in my life. Since then, I almost got a No More Doubt tattoo because legit, I had to force that in my mind, and that's not easy when you kind of used to doubting yourself, oh, well, Evan's good, and Maddie's way better than me, and if I could just do enough to get by. He got me out of that mindset. I no longer doubt myself. Even when it tries to slip in, I always remember, is this the end of that doubt? What was really important, he said, I had a guy on my team before who began to doubt himself. And that made me start doubting him. And that's what I don't want. I never want Pharrell to doubt me. So the biggest lesson he taught me was no longer doubting myself and my abilities and my talents.
And obviously that
Pharrell has taught me just to find my strengths and try and focus on those. I like to try a lot of different kinds of music. There's not really one genre that I love to sing. I just love to sing, and I'll sing anything. And so I like to experiment and change gears a lot. But that can be dangerous. Especially on a show like this where people want to have consistency and they want you to have kind of a niche in a way. He's been helping me sing a lot of different kinds of music, but still have aspects of the performance and aspects of my singing that are the same, even throughout changing styles. And that helps me to be myself, because I was afraid coming in that whatever coach I got with was going to make me just pick one thing and just stick with that. And that's the reason I picked Pharrell, is because I knew just in asking me to sing a Stevie song after a current alternative rock song, I knew he got that I wanted to kind of go the chameleon route and try a lot of different things. So he's really helped me just to take that idea of painting with so many different colors, but using the same brush. You know what I mean? So that's what I've learned. That's who he is too.
That ties into what I was saying. Is he finds what you need to work on to help you be the best person that you can be, and then he just helps. And it's I've never felt threatened or scared or anything when I'm with him, because he knows exactly what to say to make you want to make him proud, but also want to make yourself proud.
Yeah.
And that's why being on his team has just been so transformative for all of us, I feel like.
What's the coolest thing that's happened to you as a result of being on the show? Off the show.
Off the show?
Yeah. I don't know.
Man, so I come from Chicago, big town. I always say, this show works for people in small towns because, the town rallies behind them, and, it's kind of I don't want to say the only thing they got going, but it's kind of a bigger thing. In Chicago, it's always something. You can see Lady Gaga walking down the street. It's just a big town. I went to the grocery store and got mobbed. Legit, a line of people, a line in suit, and they think they're so funny, but they don't understand that kind of stuff has never happened before.
Just knew you were going to say
I
that.
looked at Maddie and I said, he's going to talk about the grocery store.
Because that's a big deal.
It's all.
So, I haven't had anything like that happen to me, because I live in Texas, and I live in McKinney, and I feel like it actually has really been a gradual thing. There hasn't really been one moment that I could think of that could describe exactly the kind of reaction that's been happening, but it's just the little, meeting people that say that they're inspired by you, and just little things like that you've never heard before, that really just kind of make you go wow. And those little reminders that you're doing good work, and the people that you're working with are telling you that you're doing good work. It's stuff like that really just kind of helps you kind of get back on the show and do the best that you can do, and I don't have a story like Mark, so I'm just kind of rambling.
Yeah, I haven't had as many in public things, just because the 2 months I was home after knockouts before coming back for lives, I just didn't really go out much. I was in my basement writing music for like the entire 2 months, you know? I was just like, I had learned so much about music the first 3 rounds. I like got home, I had so much to work on. I had so much I wanted to do musically, so that's what I spent most of my time doing. But the coolest thing that's happened to me was 2 of my favorite bands. I sing a song by a band called Mute Math in the blind auditions, and I sang a Switchfoot song in the knockout rounds. It's like my 2 favorite bands of the last like 20 years, and they both just gave me like amazing feedback and shout outs on like Twitter and Facebook and sending me messages and stuff. Like every band member, like from all those bands. That was amazing. Like those are the guys that like I wouldn't even like dream of sharing the stage with.
Well, Kelly Clarkson tweeted me yesterday.
Really?
So.
I didn't even hear about that. Nice. That's awesome.
Latoya Jackson, like of the Jackson family, as in sister of Michael Jackson. Latoya Jackson tweeted me yesterday as well. I love Latoya. I mean, you know, it wasn't janitor and dearly departed Michael, but Latoya, she come from the same blood, so it's good enough.
She's underrated. She's the most underrated Jackson.
Most underrated Jackson ever. Latoya, her and Reby. I'm trying to tell you.
We'll be back after these messages with more of the top 12 finalists from The Voice.
Need fast cash? Well, go to cityloan.com or call 877-553-9071 to borrow $3,000 or more using the equity in your paid-off vehicle. The best part? No credit checks. Your car is your credit with City Loan. Over 99% of City Loan customers are in good standing every month. So call 877-553-9071 now. And get this, if you sign up today and you are approved for a loan, you will receive a $25 gift card from Target. Be sure to mention promo code TVAD to receive your gift card. Also, don't forget to like City Loan on Facebook at City Loan Community and follow us on Twitter at City Loan. Now back to the New Music Buzz.
Someday, yeah, we'll get it together and we'll get it all done.
Someday when your head is much lighter,
Child, things are gonna get easier.
things will get easy.
Child, things will get brighter.
Brighter.
Child, things are gonna get
Things
easier.
will get easy.
Child, things will get brighter.
Brighter.
Child, things are gonna get easier. Child, things will get brighter. Right now. Baby.
You guys look like angels and you guys sing like angels and you are so young. What do you feel you can provide? What's the most genuine thing you provide to people who's surrounding you and who's so experienced?
I think the most important thing that I've been working on with Gwen has definitely been the connecting to the song and emoting. And so I think that really started to hit my stride with that and, you know, finally figure out how to do it because it takes a lot to get in there, especially with Gwen because she does not let you get away with anything. If it's not believable, she says, I don't believe you. And she makes you do it again. So having that kind of coaching and being able to excel at that is, I think, what me and then I think definitely the rest of Team Gwen is able to provide.
I feel like what I do is just be young, I guess. The fact that I'm here is just amazing. I mean, I don't know what I have that's gotten me here, but whatever it is, I mean, dang, I like it. but honestly, I think all that I do is just hang around and sing and be young. I mean, I don't really know what I have, but they have tons of stuff that they impart on us. It's amazing. Everybody there is so cool.
Or Monday night was probably my favorite performance of mine. I've been kind of under the radar this entire competition, so to finally get a moment to, you know, really show what I could do and be successful at it. I mean, because there's so much that goes into practice, and you get in dress rehearsal and you think you're going to do the most amazing job, but you don't know it until you get on that stage what the energy is going to be like, how it's going to affect your performance, and for it to all come together is probably at the most we could ever ask for on this show, and so to have one of those moments, I was so happy to finally get on the show.
Live performances are it's so much. There's so much work that goes into it, and so everyone works so hard on it. Like the production behind the scenes is so amazing. You know, you watch the show, but
you don't quite understand what goes behind it. Like we wake up so early and there's nerves and you never know what's going to happen.
So much nerves.
So many nerves. So I was terrified. But I mean, we're here now, and that's all that matters. And I think we can all say we're pretty thankful to be here. It's, you really never know what's going to happen on that stage.
Yeah, I think song choice is, the only thing that's going to get you through this show is to be smart with your song choices. And I think what's most important, and the number one piece of advice I've gotten from production and Glenn, is to kind of do what you're great at. I mean, and show all the facets of that and different sides of that. But for you to do something 1 week and do something completely opposite the next week, it's not going to benefit you, because America and your coaches are falling in love with what you're doing, and they want to keep seeing the progression of what you're doing so well. They don't want to see something that's completely opposite or completely out of left field. So you have to pick songs that kind of go along with that.
It's important to have the right song, because then that shows off what you can really do. And also, if you have the right song, people can really get into it with you, even behind a screen. It's really funny, because we used to do that when we would watch the show. If there was someone with the right song, you can see that's the right song for that guy, and you really get into it with them, and that leads to people voting for you, buying the song, the whole thing. And it's really important to have the right song, basically.
We'll be back to catch up with Team Adam after these messages.
The New Music Buzz is sponsored by Monster Products DNA Pro, the cutting edge in today's fusion of entertainment, technology, and fashion. City Loan, financial help you can trust. And by Rockwell Watches. Check out more music news at www.thenewmusicbuzz.com.
From the sun, we're the light when the day is done. We are the parade, the chosen ones. With the diamonds, rising about the day. Oh, rising about the day. Oh, rising about the day. Oh, rising about the day. Taking down so many others. Oh, but you'll know my name when you see.
Okay, guys, how does it feel to work with Rihanna? Like one of the biggest.
Oh my gosh. That's probably one of my favorite questions I've been asked tonight, because it was so fun, but so just like informative at the same time. She's so hands-on. I actually think I secretly want to start a petition for her to be like an actual coach on the show. Because she was just so hands-on, she was so involved, and in just the short time that we got to spend with her, she helped me so much, in my confidence. And her big thing with me was involving my body in the music and using body language to kind of get my point across, along with, my voice. And so just in that short amount of time, she was so encouraging. She was so funny, but she was just honest, and she had just such a great way of describing things. And there was one point where she was like, go back and sing the line and sing it a little more like this. And she sang a line of my song to me, and I was like, this is happening right now. Rihanna just sang to me, and I'm right in front of her. So it was just a really surreal experience. She's someone I've listened to for such a long time, and so to have her right in front of me, talking to me and hearing me sing and giving me constructive criticisms, it was a really neat experience.
Yeah, what an incredible thing to be able to step on stage with one of the most. Gosh, she's one of the best performers that's out there right now, and gosh, she's just a very powerful presence, in many different ways. And like Jordan said, when she came out as the advisor this season, she didn't mess around. She just hit the ground running. She would listen to your song, and she would just tell you exactly what she thought from the get-go. And so, because of that, our sessions were very informative in such a small time. She had so much to just pour out from her experience, and it was incredible. It was really incredible.
And I have a question for you. Were you expecting to be saved just right after?
No. At that point, gosh, I feel like the luckiest girl in the world right now. None of us really went up there with any expectations. I think we all just know what a blessing it is to be a part of this experience and this journey, and I've grown so much so far. And so, after they announced the first two, 4 of us are standing there, and I just got hit with a tidal wave of emotion just because I just started getting flashbacks of all this has been from day one, which has been really almost a year. Like, it's coming up on an entire year of being involved in this process, and so when Adam, when he said my name, I was just completely floored, and I just feel so unbelievably lucky and blessed to continue on.
I think that as artists and as musicians, we're our own worst critic. And so, like, we watch ourselves back, and when we hear our rehearsals, or hear our practicing, on our own, we can be so critical of ourselves. And I think for me, like, going into this, I knew that people weren't exactly going to expect my voice. I knew they weren't going to expect what I am. I knew they would expect me to be different, and I knew that once I found out that I was the mystery blind, and we had the blind audition, we played the game, and they didn't show my face until after the coaches turned around, I knew that all of America was going to have an opinion about it. And so I am really grateful, that to be in a place where being different and being yourself is not only encouraged, but it's celebrated. And so the biggest thing for me is just to kind of push myself to join in on that celebration, to highlight the parts of myself that do make me special and that do make me different. And I think we're all, such unique individuals. There's so many different genres represented, so many different people and backgrounds represented just across, all 24 and now all 12 of us. But I think that, the biggest thing for me was just learning to celebrate myself and learning to put myself out there and make artistic choices that represented who I was instead of artistic choices that would maybe, push me further in the competition or, make me a stronger contender, for the title. Like, it's slowly not becoming about that anymore. And I think it's true for all of us. At this point, any one of the people in the top 12 deserve to win. And it's very true. They're all, everyone's incredible. And I would be happy to share in the success of anybody that wins. Honestly, I want this so bad for Amy, and I want it so bad for any one of us. But the biggest part is just, remembering that who I am and putting every bit of who I am into my music and not being afraid to let myself show and let my heart show, in my songs and in my performances and even in just my interviews and everything that I do, just wholly putting myself into my art.
I think for me, something that I've been learning for the past couple of years, which I've been learning at an amplified way here, is that there's constantly a balance that you have to find between control and passion. And so through this process, I've gotten this weird image in my head of like a garden hose in your backyard, and how, sometimes you need to get water from one place to the next in the most efficient way possible, but there are many factors that can try to constrict it. And a large part of that can be ourselves, because we are our biggest critics, and a lot, we tend to second guess ourselves, and we tend to, discourage ourselves in many different ways. And this whole process, with the help of amazing coaches encouraging us and helping us along, has been helping me really keep learning how to strike that balance between learning more efficient control about singing or framing your day, and with, allowing that passion that started this whole endeavor to come through and to come through strong. So I'm still learning that, but I think it's the biggest lesson that I want to learn in my life. So that would probably be it.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
There you have it. These were the top 12 finalists. Don't forget to check out next week for the wrap-up show. This is Jess Giraldo for the New Music Buzz. You're just being buzzed.
Special thanks to Yaz and the top 12 contestants of The Voice and NBC Universal. Don't forget to like us on Facebook, tweet us at Twitter, and double tap us on Instagram, all at the New Music Buzz. This is Carolyn. Peace out. Peace out.